The Quench, where you ask, we answer.
Welcome to another episode of The Quench, and today we are talking about careers. We want to understand what is the right career to select as you go from the ages of 18 to 20 and you're trying to figure out what am I going to do with the rest of my life. And you're sitting down and you're thinking, am I going to become a doctor for the rest of my life? Maybe I want to become a doctor for only 2 years and then try something else. And then you're also thinking, am I going to stay in Kenya? Am I going to stay in my local village? Or do I want to go to Malawi next week? Do I want to go to Zanzibar? And you're also thinking, I can draw. What can I do with the fact that I can draw? Maybe I should become an architecture over actually becoming an art teacher. How do you structure your questions? And how do you answer them in bids to trying and defining the right career? And of course, I have my very able voices of experts, okay? And they're going to introduce themselves and they're going to tell us why they think they will be able to answer the question of career selection. And also we have our audience that is going to tell us what career they selected, what courses they selected to go study in the university, and maybe a little bit of why I selected this and I also selected that. So let's start with an introduction of our panelists. We're going to start with you, and you're going to tell us your name, your profession, and why you would think you're the best person to answer the question of career selection for children in the ages of 18 to 20, as well as you, ONESMUS.
Okay. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is MIRIAM. I am the career guidance teacher in JOMMO KENYATTA Girls, and I've been in the profession for 15 years. Mm-hmm. I also have a master's in human resource planning, and therefore I've really interacted with young girls and boys of your age, and we have guided them to know the career path they want to take. And most of them, they have become what they always dreamt to be. So I'm happy to be here, mm-hmm. and I'm looking forward to an interactive meeting. Thank you.
All right. ONESMUS, an introduction.
My name is ONESMUS NJUGUNA. I'm a retired teacher. I began by teaching. I went to journalism. I practiced journalism for around 15, 16 years. I left there, I went back to school, did BA in theology, also biblical counseling psychology. I'm doing masters currently. I do business, I do media consultancy, and apart from that, if I may go back, when I was in high school, I wanted to do journalism, but my parents told me no. I went to teaching. Mm-hmm. They wanted me to teaching.
Yes.
But then I landed to journalism.
All right.
I think I might be most likely close to what you people are thinking, or probably don't know where you land in future. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right. That was wonderful. Something I have noticed about ONESMUS, he has had different careers over a long period of time. And I think that's okay. And he knew what he wanted to become, and he became it eventually. So now I want to go to my audience, and I want you to tell us, you recently selected courses to do in the university, right? Yeah. So what did you select, and why did you choose that combination? Number 2, answer the question of, are these things related? Because you might have chosen this and then chosen something in a completely different field, which is okay, but let us know because you represent a statistic of students outside there. Let us start with the person that is holding the microphone and then pass it on to anyone that is interested.
So I'm Elizabeth.
Hello, Elizabeth.
Yeah, and I chose to do nursing. Mm-hmm. First because with this time, there are many diseases that are arising. And so I want to help in that field in taking care of the sick. Mm-hmm. And I've also visited the hospital and seen how they work. And so I want to be in this field. And secondly, I want to do a very different thing, fashion and design. Ooh, I'm a home science student. And with the things that we have been taught, I'm like, wow, I really have to do this. And so at this time, people are all about fashion, and I want to put that extra thing in that fashion so that everyone wants to be outstanding. So yeah, I also want to do fashion and design.
Oh, nice. All right, let's go to the next person. Pass it to the farthest left. So she wants to do nursing, and then she also wants to do fashion. Let me ask you a question. Why not become a doctor? Why not become a radiologist if you want to be in that field, why nursing in particular? And I think we're going to get the answers from our career experts. Yes?
Okay, my name is Grace. So as for me, I want to pursue veterinary science, of which veterinary medicine.
Oh, okay, nice.
It seems very odd, msichana akifanya hiyo course. But as for me, the environment where I come from, we have a lot of farms and very limited. I'm a very few vets wako kwetu. So I see that course marketable even from where I come from. And even it's also a challenge to other ladies that all of us can do that course.
Oh, nice, nice.
And apart from that, I love cooking. So I love to pursue hospitality and management. Yeah, as a side hustle.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. She says as a side hustle. Pass it to the back.
I'm Esther, and I want to become a teacher, particularly a principal.
Oh, nice. What to order young people around.
Yes. So I like teaching because I like interacting with the youth. That fun in high school, you know, enjoying being in high school. And I also want to become a business lady. I love money.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Say no more.
Yes.
All right. Passing to the next person. She said she likes interacting with the youth. You're young. Of course, you like interacting with your peers. Let's get the last one from there, yes?
Okay, my name is Nelly. I would love to be a psychiatrist because I learned that most of these people who are insane, or let me use that term, when they get better, they become the best people that they can be in the society.
All right.
And also I would like to do civil engineering if it's possible.
Wow, okay, you people have very diverse things, and I'd like us to take note about. Let's get back to our panelists, and I want to take this to you, madam. They have said so many reasons as to why they want to become that. Some of them have been in that field once and twice, and they have seen it, and they have been like, yes, I want to become that. Others live in environments that have a gap that they want to fill. Others want to make money, you know? And I feel like so many of us are not saying it, but do we want to make money? Yes or no? Thank you. So we want to make money. Tell us, are all of these things that these young ladies are saying, are they the right kind of reasons as to why someone should choose a career? And then let us know also, is it okay to have different kinds of careers? Okay, so is all reasons for my parents, are they logical enough?
Thank you. And I would also want to thank those who have answered the question and said what they want to become. Our dreams are varied. And one thing is that to choose a career, you need to know yourself. Know yourself. Who am I? What is my personality traits? Yes? Yes, the moment you know who you are, your abilities, your skills, your talents, you have almost said something like somebody has noted there is a gap from the society she's coming from. It's good to give back to the society, and that's why we come to school. And one thing is that apart from money, in fact, that's one of the career mistake that we are making, that we want to get money, and so you select a career that will give you money. Most people are in careers that they are making money, but they end up getting frustrated and stressed. So it is good that you do something, or you get into a career path. When you talk about career path, it's a career journey. It is a journey. It's not a one-day event. It is a journey. And just like my friend has said, he has landed in so many jobs. I think he started as a teacher, went to journalism, he has done theology, and all that. So you get to get a lot of knowledge and skills in that career path. And therefore, you start like my friend Elizabeth has talked about, you want to be a nurse. Yeah? In that career path of being a nurse, that's not now what will say that you've been a nurse today and then you end up becoming a nurse throughout. Yeah. In that environment, you'll see the doctors, and I know you'll get interested. You get the skills, and therefore you can advance even from being a nurse, become a clinical officer. You get back to the university, and you also become a doctor. You've also talked about fashion design. You have so many doctors who are writers. So you can also be this doctor or nurse who's also a what? A fashion designer.
Yes.
Yeah. So we look at the opportunities in the society. We also want money. We cannot say that we don't want money. We want money.
We want a
but
lot.
We want a lot of money.
Yes.
But can you do that what makes you happy? Do you have the soft and the transferable skills? What we call the employability skills. Skills that you have to use day to day. Do you have the communication skills? You want to be a lawyer? Yes. Do you have the communication skills? Are you one person who cannot read? For instance, we have the set books in high school, and you're finding it very difficult to read this set book of 200 pages. How do you make it then? Again, as a lawyer, you know, they read and read daily. So do you have the communication skills? Do you have time management skills? So there is a lot that you need to know when you think about the career that you want. Again, I also heard my friend talk about parents influencing you to get into a certain career.
I feel like let's hold on to that thought,
Yes.
because I want to get examples from them. I want to hear, have you ever met someone that has influenced you to get into that?
Yes.
Yes, this is including parents.
Thank
Yes.
you.
So I want to go to you, ONESMUS. And I want to ask you, how did you feel, okay, when you started the career in teaching and ended up being a journalist? Do you think it helped when you just went, made like a small mistake and then fixed your life to suit the needs that you wanted?
It helps a lot. Reason being, as she said, you pursue what you feel comfortable in life. You pursue what you feel. When I'm doing this, I feel like I'm at home. So when I went to teaching, simply because my father had a private school, he was an education officer. So in his mind, he thought after he retires and he goes old, he needs one of his sons to manage the school. But me, I was not for that really. I just wanted to go to journalism. So when he went, I tried all my ways, and no, do this. But I knew after I'm done with teaching, I only taught for 1 year only. Then
just 1 year.
I moved out. Yeah, I pursued what I wanted. So again, I feel comfortable even now, because I still practice journalism at my own whatever. I feel comfortable. But the question is, what you're doing now in high school now, because you've got an opportunity that we never got us in those years. What you're doing now, your subjects, do they go in line with what you'd want to become in future? You want to become a nurse. Yes. Are you performing well in biology, chemistry? Probably.
Yes.
You want to become a journalist. Are you good in Swahili, Kizungu, ama wetu ni mtu wa machine mingi, sometimes vitu kama hizo. So we play around there, so that if you have 2, 3, I've had almost kila mtu ana 2, 3.
They're supposed to have 4.
Yeah, kuna wale nimesikia your second one can be a side hustle.
Yes.
Because we need again to look at the gani inaweza kuwa side hustle. Ukisema mimi napenda mambo ya fashion and design, hizi ni vitu inaweza kuwa wewe ni nurse, but these things you do kando. Kuna watu wanafanya outside catering huku, lakini unakuta yeye ni mwalimu, yeye ni daktari.
Yes.
Lakini Saturday my events zote ni ame capture. And that is money.
Yes.
Utakuta anapata pesa nyingi more than ya mshahara. But there's something you need to know. Anye mnastahili pia urudi back ujiulize, talent yangu ni gani?
Yes.
Me, I believe you can earn most in your talent more than anywhere else. You know, na talent yako ukijua ni hii, na ujue wewe ukishika kitu it is ina move ku move. And then your career inaenda hiyo laini. I'm telling you, you'll go very fast.
You'll go very far, yes. So let's talk about family business and the influence of parents, brothers, sisters, uncles. And when I talk about influence, I'm not talking about just when they sit you down and tell you, this is what I want you to become. No. You're also talking about them becoming that thing and then excelling at it and making you think, by the way, I can be this thing because this person excelled at it. Mostly because you don't really know which direction you want to take. You understand? All right, so most of the time we find that your brother did finance in campus and now he has some lucrative job. You don't know what it is and he's making a lot of money. And so you want to do finance so that you can have the same route. I want you to give me such kind of examples. I also want you to give me examples of family businesses. You know, in your family, people just manage hotels because you have a lot of hotels. And so in one way or the other, whether you have decided it or not, you know in some way you will end up managing hotels. So tell me about that family business. And then lastly, tell me about the pressures you get from other people. Tell me your parents said, I do not want to hear things like music in this house. Okay, I wanted to do theater. My mom asked me, you can't do that without a degree. Do you have to do a whole degree to do theater? You see? So that kind of question, have you ever received that kind of questions? Give us those examples. I want to see volunteers with such kind of examples.
A family business, you've asked about family business.
Yes.
In our family, wanadealingi sana na hizi mavitu za lori, manyumba, so more of civil engineering. And my dad alikuwa anataka kuningisha kwa civil engineering. I also love civil engineering, but I also like to dwell in medicine. Things like hapo kwa radiologist mostly. Yeah, I also like that field. So hapo kuna contrast, nitafanya nini? Nitaenda kwa medicine ama nitaingia kwa engineering. Yeah.
Let me ask this. If ever you end up doing engineering, will it be zakukwaza sana?
Haitanikwaza sana kwa sababu bado napenda kufanya hizo mambo za engineering.
All right, as we pass the microphone to the person, I see a hand over here. Okay. As we pass on the microphone, let us take note of what she said. Haitamkwaza sana. She might not end up like, breaking a leg just because she ended up doing engineering. But her decisions might be geared towards what her family does, despite the fact that she might have interests in other fields. No one is forcing her, just what the family is. Yes, tell us you.
In our family, my mom had a furniture shop, and my aunties also have furniture showrooms. And it has eventually I've grown to love furniture, and despite the fact that I want to do property management and real estate, I'd also want to own a furniture empire.
You see, experience. You already have a furniture empire. She's called it an empire. Let's get it to the front. So our families do influence our careers, whether they want to, whether they sit you down or not. They actually tell you, using other means, this one can work. So, you should think about trying this, yes?
So I'm Mazi, and as for me, I want to do medicine and fashion designing. Mamangu anafanyaga designing ya gowns na easy stuff za maharusi. Then my dad is a doctor. And tulikuwa so like for me my career ni kama imebebwa kwa family juu babangu tuko na hiyo kliniki yenye tunajenga, so like hakuna mwenye anafanya medicine. Niko like sasa babangu unajua lazima mtu akufe, si ati namwombea baba. So akisha dedi, nani atachukua hiyo part hapo hivyo? So hadi imenifanya tu niko na hiyo passion bado ya medicine na designing, so nataka sana kufanya hiyo.
So all of your passions are because of what your parents are doing.
Yeah.
And you're also worried about inheritance. Yeah. Okay. Let's pass it over there.
In my family, there was an uncle who told me, na ukikuwa mkubwa, now she was telling my aunt, na huyu msichana akikuwa mkubwa atakuwa daktari. Atatuajiria watoto kazi, like she has a future. Then when I come to school, ukitafuta the subjects that need kuwa doctor, azikuingi hata ujai, yani you have never imagined yourself being a doctor. Ujai jiona mahali, you see yourself in a different perspective, or you see yourself in a different place. Lakini udaktari ikuji. Then nikaenda kuconsult kwa mwalimu mwingine, alituambia ni amefanya psychology. When I asked him, akaniambia kama unafeel unataka kuwa daktari, unakuta nurse, unamuuliza ulifika hapa aje? Ati hiyo passion ya kwenda kwa nurse hakuna. Now you get a lot of pressure. You don't know what to do. Yeah. So
well, that's a very nice example. She says you get a lot of pressure, and it's not necessarily that they are sitting you down and forcing you. It's the way they speak, the way the community speaks. They speak words of hope for you in a certain line. You don't even know how to tell them. I don't even know what biology exactly is. Definition ilikata from day one. No, you want me to start doing anatomy and things like that. So tell us, how does the family play a role? And it's not necessarily that they force you or they advise you. It's just the small things they do, the way they live. Tell us, how do they affect them? And, how do you get yourself from there and become autonomous as an individual?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, it is the dream of every parent to see their kids or their daughters or their sons excel and get this kind of a career that is permanent and also be stable financially. So that's the dream of every parent. And they have a great role and a very critical role when it comes to guiding their children on a career path.
Yeah.
So we cannot, let's say, it's none of their business. No. It's a critical role of a parent to guide and support, but not to dictate. They're not supposed to dictate.
Yes,
not to dictate, but to guide the kid on the kind of career path they are to take. Somehow, genuinely out of love, they don't want them to make the mistakes that they made in their youth.
Yes.
Again, unconsciously, they want to realize or actualize their dream career. I wanted to be this, I want to see it in my daughter. And sometimes, as I have said, it happens unconsciously.
Yeah, without knowing.
Without telling. But there is this thing that you wanted to do, but you want to live that dream in your daughter or your son. So they need to guide them and support them. As for you now, you need to be independent. You need them to understand. I don't want to be a doctor. Like my girl here has talked about the subject. She has no passion about being a doctor. But inakosa kabisa. So what do you love doing? Yes. What are your interests? What is your dream career? And as I said at the beginning, can you do what will make you happy? Sometimes you'll step on the toes of the parents. You know, of somebody who will take journalism up to up to the 4th year, and then get back to a diploma in maybe something like agriculture and something like that, because that's what you wanted. So again, we cannot antagonize our parents. Remember, they have really invested in us when it comes to education.
Yes.
But let them know they need to support what you want to become.
Yes.
Because by the end of the day, it's you in those theaters.
It is your life.
It is your life. So let them know that they need to just guide but not dictate. Yes.
Yeah. I think that is a very valid point. Guide but not dictate. And it runs both sides. Whether you're being told or you're seeing, they're supposed to serve as a guidance, not as a dictation. Yeah? Whether there's a clinic coming up and you're seeing a very safe future or not, it's supposed to be a guidance, not a dictation. And with that, let us take a quick break. And when we come back, we will try and understand how an individual can become autonomous, away from society. How can you create your own thing? So let's take a break at that point.
The Quench, where you ask, we answer.